Hello and welcome to my secret lair. I'm your professor, Dr. Stephen Haggard. You might not recognize me because I'm not wearing a tie, but this is how I usually dress when I'm not on campus, somewhat more casually. Now, today's video is not about finance per se. It's about a side hustle. So my examples, if you haven't noticed, are somewhere between 20 and 25 years old because that's the last time I worked in actual industry and did the sorts of things that we talk about. And so I thought it was time to upgrade my skills and try something on the side that would give me some up-to-date examples and some new real-life experiences. And so my first thought was to engage in the print-on-demand t-shirt business. And what happened was I set up actually 2 stores for print-on-demand t-shirts. And in case you don't know what print-on-demand is, it's where I design something to go on t-shirts and then I post it on someone else's website and they take the orders, they print the shirts, they send them out. It sounds perfect for me. I hate having physical inventory. I hate going to the post office. And so they were going to take care of all of that. So it sounds like it would be a pretty good deal. And so I sat down and I came up with a bunch of designs and then I sent them off, set up 2 stores on 2 different channels and got canceled in both. Now let me show you what got me canceled. This is just a sampling of my work, but this is some of the cheekiest stuff. And so we've got adult film stunt double, which I didn't think was too prurient. And then we have a play on the word genitalia with check out my impressive janitalia, and I've got a bunch of stuff there that janitors might use on the job. And then I've got nuttier than squirrel poop, which is kind of fun. And then raisin hell, where the sour grapes go. Now, apparently, my stuff was too edgy, too raunchy, too whatever for these t-shirt places. But that struck me as kind of odd, given how many t-shirts they have that say, let's see that butthole. So I'm not sure what they found so offensive about mine. Okay, so moving forward, I basically gave that idea up. And then once a year I teach this class, and it's an intensive class. It lasts 4 weeks, and over that 4 weeks I have to teach 12 hours a week, and it's pretty intensive, and they give me some extra money to do it. And so as a treat, I usually buy myself something at the end of that class. So this time I bought myself a 3D printer. And then I figured out that I kind of enjoyed doing this, but I want a way to try to defray the expenses of my new hobby while I am gathering new examples for use in my class. And so what I've done is I have started up an Etsy storefront. So here's my Etsy storefront, and I have different products available here. Most of them are tea light holders. Tea lights are little bitty candle things, I only use LED flameless tea lights because plastic's flammable, and if you put a real candle in it, you could end up with a real problem. I also do rings. So if you are a person who has a problem losing your wedding ring for whatever reason, then you could buy a 3-pack of 3D printed, pretty good looking rings from me for $9.99. And then I have the section I call sophomoric humor, which would include this Duck You figurine. And I also have cookie cutters, and I'm getting ready to design some dog biscuit cutters too. All of these things are things that I 3D print just like 2 feet away from where I'm sitting right now. And so this is how I'm trying to sell these things. Now, where do I get the designs from? Well, this one here, the Crystal Ball LED flameless tea light holder, is entirely of my own design. And so I started from the very beginning. I've been using Fusion 360 to design these things. It's pretty easy to use. It takes a little bit to get to learn, but after that it's easy to use. This one I don't have to credit another designer. nor do I with the golden and silver rings here because I created that design. But for other things, like for instance, this cute Christmas tree tea light holder, I have to be careful to credit the people who have created this. And if I go down here in the description, I say that this is by C.C. Danielson and that you'll find the design at, and I give the website address here. So let's see where I'm getting this design from. It turns out there are lots of 3D print designs out there that you can download. And if you check the licensing, this one says you can use it for anything you want as long as you give attribution, which means that I need to recognize the designer. And so here in my listing, that's exactly what I've done. I've said that this design is by C.C. Danielson. Now, one thing that you have to do if you change designs any is that you have to acknowledge what you've changed about them. So I put in here that I designed the new white base inspired by a snow-covered hilltop. And so that is where I've acknowledged the changes that I've made. Okay, now to list on Etsy, it costs 20 cents per item every 4 months. And right now I have, let's see, well, there's the bad news. I've got 33 views, 25 visits, and 0 orders, but I'm hoping that'll change soon. My site's only been up about 2 weeks now, and I haven't done anything to publicize it. But if I look at my listings here, you can see that I have 9 listings, and so far I've spent $1.80 on Etsy. Now I have to give credit where credit is due. My wife is my photographer, and she has taken all sorts of great photographs and video for these. And I did invest in this rotating table so I can capture different sides of these things. And you'll notice this light is flickering. That's because the tea light is flickering. Of course, if someone wanted to stick another kind in there, they could do that and that thing wouldn't flicker. So back to the story. We know now that it's not going all that well, but like I said, it's just the beginning. If you would like to go out and take a look at my Etsy site, I'll put the link in the description down below, and I would appreciate your comments on things that I could change that might make it be more successful, whether it's from photography or the dialogue that I write that goes along with the products, or my pricing, my shipping, anything. If you have any ideas how I might be able to improve my website or my Etsy store, I would certainly appreciate it. And now I'm going to leave you with some footage of my 3D printer at work. Have a good day.